For tech tip number 3, I'm going to share with you a program called Kahoot. Kahoot is a fun way to get your students excited about learning. It's a game that they can play individually or in pairs or in teams, and you can choose the content to help them learn, like a review game, a little bit like a trivia game. We're going to show you what some Kahoots look like that are already made up. And then we're going to talk about some Kahoots that maybe you can make up that will meet your curriculum needs. So I'm going to go ahead and sign in. You're going to go to Kahoot on your website. Here are some Kahoots that are already created. We have Thanksgiving. We have some top picks here. Obviously, they're Thanksgiving or seasonal based. And then we've got history. We scroll down a little bit further. There's math. We have some science games, some English games, great review of adjectives, different types of sentences, and then a little bit further down here are just some fun, popular games. So these are ones that are just kind of random. These would be some of the Kahoots that maybe we would use for indoor recess. Instead of pulling out the board games or trying to manage a controlled chaos situation, we would pull out the Kahoot and have the kiddos team up and get out the Chromebooks, and we play Kahoot for indoor recess instead of board games or just having them, be a little crazy. So we do Kahoot. So let's play some Kahoot games. I'm going to scroll down here, and I'm going to choose, let's see here. I'm going to choose this review of adjectives. And so I'm going to pull up this Kahoot here. And, this is a 7th, 8th grade review of adjectives game. The great thing is that it lets you know the grade level that's appropriate. You can preview it here. There are only 10 questions on this Kahoot. Here are the questions that they're going to ask you. What's an adjective? Which one of these words is an adjective in the sentences? So you're able to preview the questions before you send it out to your students to play. So this one here is for 6th, 7th, and 8th grade adjectives. I'm going to hit the back button. And then we're going to scroll down and let's play a Thanksgiving game. Here is the first Thanksgiving in America. You can see here that this Thanksgiving Kahoot is designed to test your knowledge about the early history of the holiday. I don't know that this one is really a grade-based Kahoot. It also has 10 questions. And I'm going to scroll down here and look at the questions that's asked. And you kind of know your students and maybe what you've talked about, or if you think that they're going to be able to answer these. So you would kind of read through these and decide if it's appropriate for your kiddos or not. If I wanted to have my kiddos play this Kahoot, I would click the play button. And once it comes up, you are going to choose how you want to play this game. So I can either choose 1-to-1, which means everybody has their own device and they're able to play the game, or we're going to go into team mode. Most of the time I choose team mode. So if I choose team mode, it says to get into your games, into your teams. And so we usually have our teams already together in like groups of 4. And then it's going to give you a pen. So this pen right here is what the students would type in whenever they go to a website that's called Kahoot.it. And you can see it looks like this. So you would take this code and ask them to type it in. I'm going to just copy and paste it into this space, and then they would hit enter. Here they can choose their team name. So I'm just going to type in superheroes. That's going to be my team name. And then if the kiddos wanted to put in each one of their names, they could. It's completely up to them. Ready to join? And they're ready. And so the great thing about this is now that they have created a team name and their names are here, if I go back, here they are. superheroes, and that's Susie, Joe, and Bob. And so as other teams are coming to the table, their team names and their nicknames will come up as well. When I have all of the teams logged in, then I'm going to hit start. And 10 questions, are you ready? In September of 1620, which ship left England carrying people seeking freedom in the New World? So notice over here this team talk. It gave you a few seconds to discuss, and I'm going to click the Mayflower. Oh, I have to go back here. I'm sorry. I'm going to pick the triangle red. It means I've got my answer correct. But if I look here and I hit next, there's superheroes on the board for 726 points. And obviously, if I had a couple of other teams that I was playing with, they would be listed as well. So it's really fun for your kiddos to review things like that. So I'm going to end quiz. Yay, we won! Get results. Awesome. Okay. So I'm not interested in saving. We're not going to play a game. We're not going to play again. New game. So I'm going to go back to my screen. The great thing is I can go here to My Kahoots. And on My Kahoots, I can create different games for my students to play. This one here was a back-to-school Kahoot that had some trivia about Wheatland and maybe some activities in some different areas of the school and things like that. So you can go in and create your own Kahoot. Down here it'll say New Kahoot. And you can decide how you want that to be. Do you want it to be a quiz? Do you want it to be a jigsaw? Most of mine end up being quizzes. So I'm going to choose quiz, and I'm going to title this Merry Christmas. And then a description, and we can just put trivial or trivia about Christmas traditions. Visible to everyone. English, who's my audience, I'm at a school. Credit resources, if I wanted to do that. I can add an image, so if I wanted to do a Christmas tree or Santa Claus, I could. If I needed to input an intro video to kind of explain to the students about what it is, or maybe even insert a YouTube video that I want them to watch and then answer questions about, I could do that here at that time. So I'm going to click OK, go. Add a question. Question. What is the name of the reindeer whose nose lit up? Question mark. So answer number 1, Donner. Answer number 2, Rudolph. Answer number 3, Mrs. Claus. And answer number 4 is Jack. And then right here to the side, I want to click this one because this is the correct answer. I want to make sure that that's clicked. And then I want to hit next. And there you go. I have my first question. And I just keep adding questions here until I have everyone that I want. And then I can hit save. And then your Kahoot will be saved to your account, just like the Kahoots that we had listed here that you could play. And it would be added into your My Kahoots. So it's a lot of fun. I hope that you take some time to look into it. Like I said, there's lots of Kahoots that are already made. So there isn't a whole lot of work into it, but then you can also customize it to the needs that you want your students to remember or quiz or kind of review on as well.